Happy Sunday afternoon to everyone. I just want to kind of give everybody a little bit of a tutorial on what I'm working on currently. I'm making some garden decorations, plant decorations. This time I'm going to be using these flat beads like this. We're going to make this look like these. They've got the foil on them already, so let's get started. I have paper towel, 70% alcohol, and I am just going to clean my beads to make sure that all of the oil is off. I've previously washed my hands so that I don't have any oil or flux from a previous job on my fingers. I'm putting my beads on a piece of clean paper towel because I learned in the past that the dirty Homosoap board still has oils in it and stuff. I don't use my Homosoap board directly anymore. I've learned now that I use a tile instead to solder on, not directly to my Homosoap board, so I can keep my Homosoap board just a little bit clean. The things you learn when you're going and doing things without any proper training. Okay, so these are all clean. We're going to let those dry. I'm going to get my tape machine out here. This is my tape machine. Holds my tape. This is my 3/8 inch tape. This is my 5/8 inch tape. And we're going to see, I've got the flat side and the rounded side. I'm going to put the flat side on the left to the flat side of the tape and just kind of line it up and roll it up until we get all the way around the circumference of the bead. Take the handy dandy special X-Acto knife, something I am never without. Oh, tape just come out. Okay, put that back. Okay, so we're all the way around the bead with the tape, and we just kind of want to smooth it around the edges, making sure it's kind of even on the back side, so where it's not going to be sitting on any tape if it's laying flat, but around the edges enough where it's going to catch and it's not going to fall out once your piece is all together. So I finger smooth this, and then I take the X-Acto knife and I smooth the edges just a little bit where it's all creased like that, top and bottom, and then plunk it in this little jar. It's got just a little, 6-ounce jar? Glass. Use glass. It's safer, or works better. And I'm going to do these and I'll come back, okay? Okay, so I have the last one done. I got them all in there. And what this is going to do is this is going to smooth the edges without me having to spend the time to do it with my X-Acto knife. I'm going to put this on here. If you need to, you can use this to wake someone up. Bounce against each other. Make a lot of noise when they come out. See how nice and perfectly smooth all of the tape is on them, and they're ready to tin. So I've turned my soldering iron on, and we're going to tin these. I have some that I've got here ready for another project. We might end up tinning those too. We do one at a time, and then we take the flux. This is just red paste flux, ruby red fluid. A lot of people. I do have liquid flux too. I use that for different projects. It's I like to work with the paste because I get more control out of it. And I don't know, it just seems to make the solder work better, especially when you're using a lot of solder at one time. I'm gonna do this way. We have to do the circumference of the. Never had my rag too far away from me. I'm going to do the circumference of the bead, because this is where having these little pellets comes in handy. I cut them to where the soldering iron can just pick up just a little bit. And I'm going to put that, and then just keep going right around the outside. And build up that solder. I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I can't see. Just make sure we go all the way around. Because when we assemble this, it'll just make life a lot easier. The solder will already be on the part. Be careful, it's very hot. Solder will go all the way around the part, and then all I'll have to do is drop solder on top of it. It's running away from me. Drop solder on top of it to make them stay together. And then after that, I'll build up a substantial amount of solder to keep it all together. So there, that part is tinned. I will tin the rest of them, and then we'll see where we go from there. Hang on. Okay, we're back. I have my 5 pieces all tinned. They've all got solder around the perimeter of their on the tape, copper tape that I've put on. And now I have 2 rods that I prepared. They're both 12 inches long, made from wire, straight as I can get them. And then what I'm going to do, I had previously arranged that I was going to put these in this order, so I like the blue, the clear blue and clear and blue idea. I just want to make sure these get lined up and that they're all going to fit. And it looks like we're going to be in luck. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder where the metal comes together. So I want to add my flux to make my solder flow as freely as possible. This eliminates the dirt. Then contaminants that might be on the wire or on the solder on the beads. And it just makes a nice, shiny solder joint that looks nice and healthy and will hold for forever. So, and I made a video yesterday showing you that I make these little teeny tiny little solder pieces. The reason I do that, because when I go to dip, I get 1 piece of solder. And we're going to attach that. We're going to touch that. See how quickly that stuck to that previously soldered piece? Takes a little while for the wire to heat up. But there we go. That is attached. And now I can do the other side, which is already fluxed. Pick up a piece of solder. Stick that on there. And there we go. See, now look. That's attached. Ha-ha. So now I just got to go through and do the same thing with the rest of them, making sure that they're all the same width. They're still a little warm from tinning. And pick up a piece of solder, stick that on there. The wire takes a little bit to heat up. I get myself another piece of solder, stick that on there. I got some leftover solder. We'll clean off the tips. Sometimes the flux burns. That just shows you that it is working and eliminating the contaminants. If you get some black on your solder, just wipe it off. I keep a wet sponge at my solder station. And I don't know if it's kosher or not, but I keep a little bit of, I don't rinse all the Dawn out of it when I wash it. It's kind of sudsy a little. I think it helps clean the flux off a little bit better when I do rinse my see, it comes back nice and shiny. You'll see, I'll show you. It does get dirty. It gets really dirty. Oh, I didn't pick anything up that time. I'm good here. My wire's taking a little while to heat up. So I had that problem with this side. So I need a little bit more flux because the solder is starting to act like it doesn't like sticking to what I want it to stick to. There we go. And we'll stick this one on here. Same business. And this one here. Same business. I'm going to make sure I keep my hands down far enough because the closer you get to your work, the warmer it's going to be. So, oh, I need some flux. You know, that starts to, when the solder starts to peak, like meringue, you want to add more flux because then it makes it flow and it makes it pretty. Now see, they're stuck. And just turn it over. And we're going to flux each little bit again. Flux, flux, flux. Just a touch. Not much needed. And then we're going to touch up the back side. This should not move because the other side is soldered. But it'll pick up the solder from the front and it'll all become one piece. And do this all the way down. All the way down. That one had a bit of solder, so we're just pulling that one from the front. And this is just to make sure that the entire solder joint is good and secure. And it's done front and back. I just didn't have quite enough solder there. Get another one. Get that up. The wires are starting to get a little bit warm. I've been working on this for a little bit now. A couple of minutes is enough to make the wire let you know that it's the molecules are starting to move fast. Alright. So there's that. And it's already a 13-minute video. And the only thing I would do to this now is solder this, or flux rather. Flux these ends. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start holding this with a rag because those wires are starting to get hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so these pointy ends aren't quite so dangerous to people like me who are extremely clumsy and might stab themselves with an inadvertent wire. And I'm just going to make sure that I adhere a ball of solder to the ends. And then that just makes them nice and safe so that no one gets hurt. Okay, thanks. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. My name is Sandy with Honeoye Stained Glass. HoneoyeStainedGlass.com. You can find me on Facebook and Etsy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.